Hello and welcome back to another OmniHeroes video. In this video we're going to have a look at Alice at 8 stars. So what do you get with Alice at 8 stars? Well, as you can see, I actually have a number of copies. So we are going to, over the next couple of days, just go through Alice in full and just see whether or not we can get up to that 10-star mark, doing a couple of reviews as we go as well. Now, big friend. Alice has a big friend. Alice deals 380% physical damage to frontline enemies. Frontline is not fantastic, especially when you're going up against units like Elmer, who cannot die, even if they're on the back row. But Elmer cannot die, and typically, if he's on the front row, it will nerf these types of tactics. Now, we also have to take into consideration Rift Odyssey bosses as well. So Rift Odyssey bosses, they are typically on the back row. So Alice will not be doing any damage to them whatsoever. So it is something to keep in mind. When something says frontline enemies, I think personally that is the second worst type of ultimate attack. I believe single target random damage is the worst out of all of them. And then it's frontline enemies. But we'll have to see just how well she does. Now, Alice deals 105%. This is her active skill. She deals 105% physical damage to a random enemy, a single random enemy. Casts in round 3, cooldown of 3 rounds. Enigmatic Tea Party is her first passive ability. At the start of each round, Alice applies shield equal to 100% of the max HP to herself and allies in the same row. So that is every round she will be giving 100% of her max HP to herself and also allies in the same row. Can be very good in seasonal content, specifically with the increase of HP. Can be very effective, but again, you really want Alice in that front slot, so in slot 1 or slot 2, where you get the additional 500% HP buff from the seasonal stuff, but you want to run her in the back row. The reason that you want to run her in the back row is because she has more targets in the back row, typically on a Valiant's team. Now, we have a giant cake. When Alice's HP drops below 10%, she enters the slacking state. Slacking state, unable to take action, but reduces incoming damage by 90% for 3 rounds. So she is unable to take action for 3 rounds. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I don't know. Seems a bit weird. Now, if you do get her up to, I believe it's 10 stars, this effect will double and go up to 140 something percent, but permanently boosts Alice's stats in season 10. So it is only going to be around for the next month and a half or so, but you do get that increase to attack, defense, and HP. And finally, her Oath Force is a very standard Oath Force. It is 5% attack, 5% HP, and 5% defense. If you do get her up to 13 stars, she will boost that up to 10% attack, 10% HP, and 10% defense as well. Without further ado, let's jump in and see how Alice does at 8 stars. Okay, so we are here in Lost City, and we are going to attempt to take these guys down with Alice as well. So we will pop Alice in this middle row, or in this back middle slot here, slot 4. I've got a pretty standard Valiant's team. No, I will not be using Pandora, because Pandora will just steal the show. We want a fair look at Alice and what she does for the entire team. The rest of the team, pretty standard. So you've got Elmer in slot 1, Atrops in slot 2, as if you do have her runes, she will increase her defense based on her lowered HP. Now, we also, every time Alice takes action, she will apply that shield to our team as well, based on Alice's HP. So potentially combining Alice with units that allow for increasing in HP. Not that there is that many of them in Valiant's specifically, but it is what it is. Now, the sprite looks very nice. I think it's very, very cool. We'll see these super attacks in a minute, or these ultimate attacks. See Leandra popping off here, of course. We get our attack increases. And also, we will see Alice. I can't remember what her speed is. So she's slower than Elmer. She's slower than Atrops. And is she slower than Hades? No, she's faster than Hades. But doing very low damage there. Nearly as much as Hades, to be fair. How much are you doing? So Leandra doing the most at the moment, and I think that's only going to increase in time. Now, something I didn't mention about Alice is that she is a Verdian, and she is also an enchanter as well, so can potentially work very well alongside units like Ashlyn. Ashlyn is a notoriously bad unit because she doesn't really do very much. Now, she does heal a lot of the time. She heals every single attack, and also she can... Oof, that's bad. That shielding didn't really come in handy at all, did it, to be fair? Um, yeah, it's working very well for her, and also protecting Hades as well, but not protecting Leandra. What a shame. What a shame. And she is below 30% HP, so she has entered this slacking state, I believe. So she will no longer take action. I don't think that's very good. Personally, I don't think it's very good. I mean, she gets 90% damage reduction. That's fantastic. But she doesn't take any action. She doesn't do anything. So she is just sitting there like a rock. Oh, we didn't even get it. We didn't even enter that slacking state. So, we will see. Hades does steal another one of the enemy units here. So, absolutely fine. But we're not doing altogether too much damage. And again, I think this is because our physical damage buff has worn off. And again, yeah, she's not protecting very many people at all, or very many of our units. Both of the units on the same row as her have gone down, so, and she's not doing altogether too much damage either, so it is just her and Elmer. Potentially this is a very good combo, and the reason that I'm running Elmer at the moment is because when one of our units is alive, it just means that Elmer can't go down either, so Elmer is invincible so long as Alice is alive. I think it just depends on how much damage Alice is doing, but Elmer, not a known damage dealer, and I don't think Alice is going to be a known damage dealer either, but we'll just have to see. So we do get the attack here, again, not doing altogether too much damage to these guys. Maybe she's better suited in PvP, maybe, but I'm not running Alice over Pandora, if I'm honest, and I think she is I think she's just a unit you can sleep on, to be honest. Now, she has been adding this shield up over the course of the match. But again, I don't think this is good enough. To be honest, I don't think Alice is good enough. Not compared to what other units have been doing. Like, for example, Halissa, what she did on release. Hold on. Sorry about that. Somebody needed a wee. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it didn't go too well, unfortunately. So Alice is doing reasonable amounts of damage, but it's because she survived the longest. She did go down eventually, and unfortunately, I just don't think she's as runnable, especially with that slacking state. I don't, not taking action for 3 turns is, to me, that just seems super redundant, or not redundant, but it just seems sort of counter efficient, or counter. It's very counterproductive, I think is the right term. I just don't see what the sense in having her not be able to take damage effectively for 3 turns, but also not taking action is all about. So what I'm going to do, because we've tried her in PvE, I'm going to jump into some PvP and just see how she does in there. Okay, so we just jumped back in. This is some PvP against a very strong opponent. This is a Smither. He challenges me every single Yggdrasil, and yeah, he's very good. So he's about the same power level as me, about 500 less or so. Now, we are running Alice as well. As you can see, Alice in this back middle slot again. Applied plenty of corrode to us already, and we'll see just how effective Valianters are, or a typical Valianters build is, going up against a strong Mystifiers team. Again, we've got Gaia on the enemy team, Mulan, got Astrid there as well. Dullahan and Talos in this front slot, so 3 Monarchs on the enemy team. And again, we've got our typical Valiant setup. Normally, I would take Alice out of this particular setup, and I would run Pandora instead, just for the additional procs. But we'll see. We'll just have to see. So we do steal enemy Dullahan. That's absolutely fine. And Elmer taking the brunt of the damage here. We have moved into round 2, which is quite fortunate for us. But shielding, not doing a thing. Maybe it will be better when she's got a higher HP pool, so when I do get her up to sort of 15 stars, might be better. We do get the dodge there, it's very lucky, I think. Yeah, and Hades goes straight down, returning enemy Talos. Valiant is just without Pandora, they're just not viable, and Alice clearly is not doing the right job, even at 8 stars. I just don't think that she needs a higher HP pool in order to be super effective, and yeah, Mulan takes us straight out. So do I think Pandora is viable for PvP? No. Do I think she's viable for PvE? No. She's just not doing enough. I mean, even with her runes. So let's have a look at her runes. Where have you got to? Here we go. So let's have a look at runes and let's see just how well she's doing here. Before taking action, removes the attack. That's fine. The shield effect received by Alice additionally is enhanced by 100 and 200% respectively. Putting too much stock in that shields received, especially for a DD unit. I don't think she's super viable at 8 stars. Maybe at a higher star level she might be worth it, but not a unit I would chase. Personally, I would go after Lancelot, because I'm still using Lancelot to this day. He's really, really strong. You know, I would say better than the most recent releases of Snow White, of Schrodinger even. I think Schrodinger's very good, but I don't think she's on the same contribution level as somebody like Lancelot as well. Bai Sujem, another one who has put in a lot of work, especially in early game. But again, Alice, I just don't think she's super viable. The slacking state, not taking action for 3 turns, can really put you out of a match. She will still produce that shielding effect, so if you do need more shielding, potentially she's an option. But for me, I just don't know. I just don't think she's I don't know. I don't think she's doing enough. Maybe I'm missing something, but it's just super basic what she's doing, and I'm not here for it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below, and yeah, catch you in the next one.